Hey y'all, so welcome to another full moon ceremony. So today we will be focusing on the full moon in Leo in Aquarius season. So as I stated in my last video, it is the new year, and I know I did not upload the last video, and I still have it on my computer, recorded, everything, just not edited and uploaded. And I will get to it. It's just life been lifing me right now, but I certainly will get into it, and I did not forget. But before we get into all of the jazz of what this ceremony is about, what is expected to be received during this Leo full moon, let us set the tone. So let me first inhale and exhale with a singing bowl. Please join if you are regular. I needed that. Hopefully you did too. Let's put that aside. Now let us clear the room. All right. Handy dandy candle right there. Okay. All right, so let's clear this energy spirit of any negative energies, anything that would distract us from getting the most clearest and abundant messages. Let us be in our highest vibration. Anything that resembles imposter syndrome, anything that resembles our lowest of esteems, anything that prevents us or block us or holds us in a negative state of mind, clear that energy. Let our ancestors, our light workers, our spiritual team shine on us like the Leo full moon shall shine on us like the sun to give us the clearest of messages. Ashe, ashe. All right, and finally, I will be using this lavender spray. It's all organic, all natural. Inhale, exhale, so I can be grounded, so I can receive these messages clearly. So for me, alrighty. Now I have 3 decks. I should say that because it's right there, right? So we will be using for this particular ceremony the Sacred Self-Care Oracle. We will also be using the Moonology Oracle deck. You can't even see that. I've been using it and had it for a while now that the actual lettering is fading, but it's the Moonology deck. And thirdly, the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. I haven't used these cards in a while. I don't know if I've ever used it on this channel, but I haven't used it in a while, and I think it would resonate. So before we crack open the cards, I need to tell y'all what this Leo full moon is all about. Then we will be reading an article to get the meat and potatoes behind the Leo full moon. And then thirdly, we will be pulling some oracle cards to get some messages to prepare us for the Leo full moon. These energies will be useful for 6 weeks over the course of the energy, the vibration, the frequency of the Leo full moon. Now, what is there to say about Leo? Leo is very much that passionate energy. It is the 5th house. So when it comes to Leo energy, it is very much the energy of assertiveness. This is your sun, right? Sun, moon, rising. So this is what you present when people first see you. The way that you appear in the world is that sun energy. Wherever your sun is. For me, it's a Taurus. I'm a Taurus. But in general, the sun sign represents who you are, your public face, right? And with this Leo full moon, it's very much asking us to be assertive in our lives, to take those initiatives, to declare that you're here, that you're taking up space. Interestingly enough, recently I was having a good conversation with a friend, and she told me that she spitballed my name in a meeting. And in the meeting, one of her colleagues said, you know what, I do like V, but she takes up space. And originally, before I am who I am now, my spiritual transformation, if I would have heard that, the way I would have received it would be one of two ways. Either I'd be upset and I'd be like running at the mouth at how many ways I'm better than this person and how could they think that, and like this just creating a whole narrative in my head of how I would have dealt with it if I was in the room, right? And the other way I would have handled it in the past was to take it as, oh, maybe I should lessen myself. Maybe I should make myself smaller. Maybe I should restrict my voice. Maybe I should take a step back. Maybe I should make myself smaller. Ironically, because in real life, I'm very much tall. And when I heard that response, when my friend told me that, I was like, you know what? If that is the worst critique, if that is the criticism that I could receive, is that I take up space, I literally in that moment man-spreaded, and I was like, I'm glad I'm taking up space. Because once upon a time, I did not take space. Once upon a time, I did not want to hear my voice. I didn't think my voice was necessary or valuable. Once upon a time, I would have all the inner dialect in my head, but I wouldn't say anything. And the more I small and lessen myself, it wasn't they treated me better or they respected me. If anything, it was like, oh, let me add more baggage. Let me add more headaches. Let me be more negative towards you, because now they felt that they could bully me. Now they felt that they could take advantage of me. Now they felt that it was acceptable to treat me any type of way. So once I set boundaries, I spoke up, I called people out on their bullshit, and I took accountability for the way that I allow people to access my space, and took accountability for the way that I wanted to be received, but I'm accepting something lesser than that. So I need to be having the esteem and the confidence to not receive lesser treatment by people just because they're around. So I say this to say, with this Leo full moon, it's very much like, I'm coming up, I want the world to know, got to let it show. Very much like, I am here, I'm proud, I am here, I'm bold, I am here, I'm taking up space. So this Leo full moon is very much of like, find your voice, find your passion, find what gives you drive. And when we're talking about the fourth house is very much family. It's very much children. It's very much your stability. That four, it's very much of like a sturdy foundation. When we talk about the Four of Pentacles, we're talking about something that you can hold on to, something that you can secure, something that you could put in your nest egg, your savings, right? When we're talking about the Four of Wands, that's like the halfway card to marriage. So this is like a serious endeavor. This might be moving somewhere else. So this could be like traveling. This could be moving into your own home. This could be moving in with a partner, but it's like taking things to the next level. This is maybe becoming more monogamous, more exclusive, but it's very much taking that leadership to make things happen. Very much Miss Frizzle, because I'm a 90s baby, so I'm always going to mention 90s references, but it's giving me very much Miss Frizzle's, like when she says the whole line where it's like,
take chances, make mistakes.
That energy where it's like, don't be fearful of like, what if I'm not good enough, or what if I don't have the experience, or what if. There will always be a trillion what ifs. Everything is a what if. Life is a what if, okay? Everything is a what if. But we can't live in an analysis paralysis. You gotta do something. You gotta work something, twerk something, shake something, move something, do something. And I feel like this is very much that energy to do so. So let me pull up the articles or the planetary placements. Which shall we do first? Let me tell you the astrology. So let me tell you where everything is currently set up in the sky. So Mercury in Aquarius. Mercury enters Pisces at Thursday, March 2nd, 2023. Venus in Aries. Venus enters Taurus. It's its home planet at Thursday, March 16, 2023. Mars in Gemini. Mars enters Cancer at Saturday, March 25th, 2023. Jupiter in Aries. Jupiter enters Taurus at Tuesday, May 16, 2023. Something just caught me off guard, like little pause, but because it hit me in my head, I gotta tell you, because I'm pulling, I'm scribing, I'm getting these direct downloads. If you are at a job that undervalues you, underappreciates you, and you've been like giving your all, but they've either been burning you out, taking your ideas, not giving you credit, working against you, minimizing you, overstepping their boundaries, this is the time to make that switch. Granted, the economy is granted, COVID's still in these streets, right? But we are masking, correct? We are social distancing, correct? We are using our hand sanitizers and washing our hands, correct? I hope so, because I am. But not only because a lot of jobs are unfortunately laying off people, but there are also opportunities where people are looking for other options. Like, people are leaving jobs and taking other jobs. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you feel like this thing isn't working, like you've given your all, maybe they said like stay in your place, or you're not qualified, or you don't have the right this, that, and the third, this is the time where it's like, okay, it's kind of like what one person's trash is another person's treasure. It's very much like, if they're not appreciating you, if they don't see the value in you, then something, someone, some other will. And this is definitely the time to do so. Don't minimize yourself to chase the gaze, or because it's comfortable, it's familiar, you don't think that you can expand. This is very much the expanding energy. Now back to the reading. Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn enters Pisces at Tuesday, March 7, 2023. Uranus in Taurus. Uranus goes station retrograde in Taurus at Monday, August 28, 2023. Neptune in Pisces. Neptune goes station retrograde in Pisces at Friday, June 30th, 2023. Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto enters Aquarius at Thursday, March 23rd, 2023. Chiron in Aries. Chiron goes station retrograde in Aries at Sunday, July 23rd, 2023. So, with this particular energy, it's a lot of energy of self-reflection, but it's also the energy of movement. It's very much of like, is this something that I see for the long term? Is this something that I can build a reputation, or build solidarity, or get an understanding? Kind of like if you're going for a degree, you're going back to school, you're probably going to be there for 2+ years. The most smallest or quickest degree you can get is an associate's, and that's relatively 2 years. So it's like an investment. This is the energy of you wanting to see, like, is this going to give you the returns? If this is something that you can do for the long term, is this something that you can commit to? Or can this commit to you? Can you see this being a reciprocal thing? Can you see this benefiting you? Could you see this securing you? Could this be a financial benefit to you? So it's like thinking long term. It's like being more mature and being more assertive and direct, and more of like focused on what your long-term visions and goals are. And we have an article from astrology.com in regards to the full moon in Leo. While all full moons always act as reflections of the sun, quite literally, these sentiments will be pronounced when Luna shines brightly under the sign of the Lion on February 5th. Leo is the only member of the zodiac ruled by the sun, embodying themes around ego, confidence, creativity, and warmth. Leos adore attention, charming their family and friends with playful antics and shining dispositions, at least when they're in the mood to. Unfortunately, the shadow side of Leo can be a bit self-centered or dramatic, causing them to lash out whenever they're feeling insecure or temperamental. Very much give me the Queen of Wands in distress in reverse. Y'all know that is. The fiery energy of the lion will be available for everyone to draw from during this full moon, which means you'll likely see an influx of strong personalities. On one hand, these ego-inflating vibes can help you connect with others in a fun, loving manner as long as you surround yourself with positive and supportive influences. Competitive or insecure individuals, on the other hand, may look for opportunities to tear others down, misdirecting their disappointments toward unassuming victims. Don't feel guilty about letting your claws out if someone tries to chip away at your sense of self, though it would be wise to keep a tight grip on how deeply you scratch. You know, don't bite the hand that feeds you. But also, if they don't know your worth, show them by action, and by action, find you a better thing. And that's not even just in work. I mean, just in life in general. Truth be told, as a leftist, it's not in regards to work. I mean, in regards to like how you present in the world, how you allow people in your space, what kind of frequency or vibration. We did that cutting ceremony last full moon ceremony, which was in Cancer. And we definitely got into that energy of, you know, you have to very much, with this particular energy, it's very much of like, do you want people to keep treating you like this? Do you continually want to be in this position? Do you want to do the same old? Like, do you want to be the main star in your life, or do you want to be like the background dancer and do wop like Tamar Braxton says, and not even be that girl when you know you're that girl? It's like, do you want to shine, or do you want to continue playing small? And if people make you feel that way, then you need to be around people who make you feel like the star that you actually are. Avoid hitting below the belt should you find yourself in conflict, lest you find yourself in a full-fledged catfight. An unpredictable element will come into play during this astrological event at the sun and moon form a harsh T-square with rebellious Uranus. This cosmic clash will bring a stubborn yet restless energy to the table, and people may be difficult to please. Foundations will be rocked, and there's also a distinct possibility that funds could be lost or mismanaged. Be sure to curb your appetite for spending right now, as it would be easy to lose count of how many dollars are being withdrawn from your accounts. You may feel like $1 million, but that does not mean that we actually have $1 million. Okay. We gotta also be responsible, that fixed sign. As if full moons weren't intense enough on their own, Venus and Mars will bring some added drama to the day as they enter a harsh aspects in the heavens. Emotions will be heightened right now, threatening to trigger mood swings, agitations, and conflict. These sentiments will be felt most strongly within romantic entanglements. Okay. Jada and Will entanglements. I actually did a video not about Will and Jada's entanglement, but like, what does it mean astrologically, and for the collective, how we can navigate relationships better, however you define your relationships, as well as how did it relate to us astrologically, and all that jazz. So if you're interested in that, definitely check it out. It's on the channel. I don't remember the particular name, but I probably will edit that information in the video. Bringing strain to relationships that may already be on the rocks. Words could do some serious damage right now, making it important that you maintain a diplomatic and reasonable disposition should you find yourself butting heads with your darling. Unfortunately, not everyone will be in the mood to reach a consensus, and many will struggle with self-awareness and accountability. Yes. Just because someone is not ready to receive what you got to say does not mean that what you got to say is any less significant. Okay? Do your best to walk a higher path and be a bigger person by willing to admit when you're wrong or have crossed a line that maybe you shouldn't have. Whether you find yourself laughing the night away with friends, working on a passion project, or untangling a dramatic argument, be sure to exercise respect for yourself and the people around you. Delivering kindness will allow you to receive it in return, even when you encounter tense or irritable companions. Your actions and words will shape you more than ever right now, making it important that you show the world your best side. So that is the article. It's a doozy. It's like, you know, show your ass if you want to, but make sure when you show your ass, you don't have to eat your words. Boom. I think Miss Frizzle's face is like, live a little, make mistakes. I don't know. It was something make mistakes, but the point is,
Take chances. Make mistakes.
with this is make sure the mistakes that you make, it's like, oh, my bad, I added an extra N. You only have one N in your name. Cool. Not like F you, you know, blowing up the whole world and then having to eat your words, especially because we're in the position politically that could really very much be so. But we're not going to put that into the atmosphere. So let us start with the Moonology deck, and then, yeah, we'll end it with the Animal Oracle deck. So hopefully all has been well with the collective. This is going to be a general oracle reading for the collective, because I know that, like I stated earlier in the video, that the Cancer full moon ceremony was a doozy. It was heavy, and I know I'm saying this and I haven't uploaded it, but trust and believe me, it was, and that's part of the reason why I've been delayed with uploading it. Not only was it a heavy reading, but also it was long and I've been lifing life, or life has been lifing me, so I just had not have gotten the time to do so. But I promise within this week, which y'all don't know, but promise within this week, the week that I'm recording this, I shall upload both the Cancer and the Leo full moon ceremony readings that I am doing right now. I'm also seeing with this, like, if you have a difficult relationship with your parent, I feel like with this for the collective, you're gonna show a parents, elders, older people in your family, maybe that you're all grown up, like you're no longer a child anymore. The relationship or the way that they see you, the way that they treat you, they're very much going to see that you're not the person that they used to know, the person that they were comfortable maybe speaking to any type of way, treating any type of way. I feel like there's very much an energy of like, I'm grown now, but it's not just like I'm grown showing my ass, but it's very much like I'm moving differently, I'm reacting differently, I'm investing differently. And I'm not necessarily even saying invest like the stock market. I'm talking about invest in the sense of like, yeah, I don't got time for this. Like, I'm just not interested in this. I'm just, or it's like, you know what? I'm going to take a different approach. You catch more bees with honey than with vinegar. It's very much that strategizing better. Okay. We got this fiery Aries moon. Let's see if we can get one more card for the collective. Interesting, because we are starting off this new year. We are, what, second month into the year, so we're like midway between the first quarter. And with this energy here, with Aries being the beginning of the astrology, it's very much the energy of go, passion, a fiery climax approaches. This could be the energy of like leaving and moving on, because this could be the full card energy, but it could also be the energy of like, if there was an idea, situation, whatever it is, you've been holding on to it, or you've been putting it on the back burner, or you've been like delaying it. This is very much the time where it's like, no, the time is now. It's very much Nike, just do it type of energy. Let's see if you can see. Then we have faith in your dreams. And then we have another fire Moonology card. Okay, luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. So it's very much like, even if you don't see it, even if other people don't see it, it's very much like you have to believe in yourself, because you are your own magician. You are your own romancer, right? It's interesting because I love having deep thoughts in the shower like everybody else, right? And I was thinking about like how Gemini is very much of that magician, but a real magician is not the magician that does all the theatrical stuff, but it's the magician that takes times to craft their craft, right? Magic is the ability to see the unseen, the ability to mind bend, so to speak. And one can say magic is a form of manipulation like lies, but with magic, and the way that I'm trying to describe it for the collective, it's like before anybody believes that you that girl, you have to believe that you that girl. Before anybody could like ride your wave, you have to create a wave. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when we talk about that Gemini energy, we're talking about that Mercury energy. It's very much the energy of like, you have to, you know how much Kanye loves Kanye? You gotta be like that, but a very practical and non-narcissistic and non-like Nine of Cups in reverse, if you catch my drift. But it's very much the energy of like, you have to not sell yourself in a capitalist lens, but you have to make yourself that girl, hype your own self up, be your own hype man or hype woman. And however this applies to you, because this could be in career, this could be a relationship, this could be in esteem, because that matters. It's very much of the, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. And this is giving me very much, it's a win-win outcome with this being the new moon in Sagittarius. And I feel like for the collective, because again, it is the beginning of the year. So it's very much of like, you have a lot to, I guess, maybe is the word track? Maybe? But it's very much like you have the ability to start now so you can reap the benefits later. Very much of like, plant your seeds. It's interesting because a friend even made this mention, and it goes like, in Haiti in particular, it goes like, you invest in a child in October so they can graduate in June. And it's the same thing right now. It's cold, depending on where you at. Where I'm at is cold. It could be snowy, it could be dreary, could be slow, could be like nothing's really popping right now, but this is the best time to start strategizing. This is the best time to get pen to paper. This is the best time to be navigating, creating vision boards, having timelines, making projects, checking in and reflecting. And it's very much keeping yourself accountable, but it's also a way to keep track of your overall progress throughout the year, because during the beginning of the year, January, everybody has their New Year's resolution, what they feeling to do, how they feeling to do it. And by February, people are like, yeah, New Year's resolutions, what is that? And it's like, how do you ever expect yourself to complete and accomplish your goals if you don't even hold yourself accountable to, you know, consistently investing in accomplishing your goals? So it's very much with this particular energy, it's like where everybody else is sleeping, you gotta be like tortoise in the hare, where the hare was sleeping, the tortoise was on their way to the finish line. So while everybody else is like, oh, they doing what they doing, you focus on your dreams, you focus on the bigger picture. Just because they can't see your dream does not mean your dream isn't vivid. Just because they don't got the eyes, they don't got the sight, they don't got the vision, because they can't decode the Da Vinci Code, doesn't mean that it's invaluable, okay? You gotta believe in your own magic. You gotta believe in your own sauce before anybody else do, period. 36 movement. This is very good, especially if you have joint pains, especially, again, it's cold outside, okay? It's cold outside. So especially if you going through seasonal depression, or you're not as active, or you're reclusive, definitely move your body. I'm telling you, moving your body is a cure to a lot of mental duresses and stresses, because you're able to move and stretch and get your body active and engaged, especially raising your heart rate, sweating a little bit. I mean, it is a side effect, but it keeps you, especially when you're getting older, okay? Especially when you're in your late 20s to 30s, your body's functioning differently. Certain things your body can't do, certain foods you can't eat. Like, it's important to drink your juices, eat your fruits and vegetables, take your vitamins. It's important to move your body, especially your joints and your hips, because it's easy to get stiff. The older you get, the less natural lubricants your body is able to produce. So you have to be on track of your body, especially if you live in the United States, because you know they don't have us having universal health care, single payer health care. So you got to take care of you, go the extra mile, because let's be honest, this government is not capable of doing so. 55, write a gratitude list. So especially if you're going through things, and you see here, let me show y'all, and even with the body too, it's very much outer space. It's very much giving me, if y'all could see, it's very much giving me the energy of like looking out into the universe and seeing the sparkling, twinkling stars. It's very much nirvana of her body. And it's like that when you're happy, when you're in a good state, especially for me, when I really, really, really get down, when I'm really, really throwing it back, I'm not even in this realm, okay? My body's physically here, but my mental is in Venus, okay? When I'm really throwing it back and I'm really at the kickback and I'm really giving this hard two-step, okay? I'm not here. And that's the highest of vibration. That's the best of highs, when it's a natural high. Because you're in your element, you're doing what you're doing, like you're just fully engaged, your senses are fully heightened. It's very much giving me carnival energy, because it is carnival season if you're from a culture that celebrates that. And it's very much that collective energy, that vibrational energy, the high vibes energy. And when you move your hips, especially when you're choreographing, you hitting it, you're like it's just like it's like y'all know. And that's what it's given when you're in that element. Like, nothing in the world can touch you, because you're there. And that's what Spirit is asking you to connect back into. Because when you're in there, y'all know, if y'all practice other spiritual methods, y'all know when y'all really tapped in and you get mounted, it's a whole different situation, correct? Okay, when you are mounted by a particular entity, it's a whole nother situation. So when you're engaged, when you're fully heightened, it is like you romance yourself, or a spell has came over you, or something has, taken over you. You hear these songs. What does Beyonce said in her latest, capitalist bourgeois music of grandeur? But it's very much of that energy of like, I'm a good girl, but like you just make me feel wild and alive. But it doesn't have to pertain to like being pygmy and chasing patriarchy or anything like that. But it's very much of like big and bold and unapologetic. And then with the gratitude list here, her hair is the same way. That was the point of holding the car. Her hair is the same twinkly lights of the outer space, right? And I feel like it's very much of that direct connection, that direct download, very much of like direct spiritual line, like Jesus on the main line, spirits on the main line, your ancestors on the main line, everybody on the main line, right? And it's very much that gratitude, especially when you don't have a lot and you're seeing other people they have, or people are posting their best this and the third, people are posting they living their best lives, people are posting their latest BBL, people just people posting their Birkins, and it's easy for you to get caught up and be like, damn, I'm the most loserest loser that ever losered in losered history. But it's like, when you look back on things and you look back on not even look back, but when you look at yourself and you look at the bigger picture, even the smallest of things, like I literally have a roof over my head. The vast majority of people do not have that, or they have a roof that is inadequate and it leaves them vulnerable to the elements. Those folks would gladly want to trade having your setup with a roof over your head, even if it's not the greatest of things, because that is someone else's I've made it, whereas to you it's very much the basic. So even when it's like, be grateful that you have food in your belly, be grateful that you have clothes on your back, and it sounds very patronizing, it sounds very dismissive, in the grand scheme of things, that is the dream for very, very, very much of the population, a very big portion of the population. So when you are able to find gratefulness and gratitude, even in the smallest of things, it shows the universe and it shows the divine that you can handle small things. So when bigger things happen, you're not going to be out here like, I knew I did it, you bitches was a shit, I was the greatest who ever did it. Like, you're not going to show your ass, you're not going to be hubris, you're not going to be ego driven, you're not going to be a person who gets crazy with power, gets crazy with status and symbols, which a lot of people get caught up in. People get caught up in materialism, living for the people who live rent-free in their heads. Very much getting into consumer debt because they want to have the latest, this, that, and the third. Very much living and trying to live up to the Joneses. Very much of that bourgeois fantasy, right? Wanting to be like the Carters, wanting to be like the Instagrams, wanting to and it's easy to feel as if that's the norm and that's the ideal. But on the back end, they don't tell you how many hours they gotta sacrifice and their dignity that they gotta sacrifice to get these nice shiny items. They also don't tell you like the cost it takes to create those nice shiny trinkets, and a lot of it is exploitation. So as Kanye West himself has said, the prettiest people do the ugliest things. So with the gratitude list, when you're able to write gratitude, even for the most minute and smallest of things, when you are blessed, when you are given abundance, when you have favor, when doors are opening up for you, when you are able to cross-connect with people, and because you know a particular person, or because someone put a good word in for you, or because you're able to do X, Y, and Z, and that opens doors for you. It's like every door opens for you, and it's like you're skating through life instead of it being so hard and struggling. 10 of swords, 10 of wands. It's like now it feels like I literally have green lights all the way through to my house. It's very much of like, oh, I just got a $10 discount just for the heck of getting a $10 discount. It's very much like things are just working out. Life is just lifing very well for me right now, and I have no complaints. It's very much of like, it could have been an argument, it could have been a no, but if anything, it's actually a yes. It's like you're winning just to win. It's 777, lucky sevens, lotto. And it shows your ancestors, you know, you're not a spoiled little brat. So it makes them want to work in your favor, want to drop you some insight, want to confirm some things, want to give you those gut feelings, those intuitions, so you can continue to navigate breezily, easily. And then, see if y'all can see. We have here, connect with your ancestors. Didn't I say a direct linky-link line here? And when we're talking about the head here with the right, your gratitude, we also have Aries. Aries is the head when it comes to the different parts of the body, when it comes to the zodiac signs, but also Aries is the head. So with this, it's like a direct link. You're getting those intuitions, you're getting those messages, you're getting those informations. And with connect with your ancestors, this card has, I don't think ever came up in a particular reading, even personal for clients or even during these ceremonies. I don't think so. And this is number 14, connect with your ancestors. Everything is divine timing. Like, you ever think to yourself like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then something's just like, stop. And then you stop and you realize that, oh shit, if I would have continued walking, like that car would have hit me because I was just typing on my phone. Have you ever gotten that? Like that something just immediately hits you, or something that really like spontaneity is something that really just like intervenes, and you just kind of adhere to it. it's one of those serendipity type of things, and I feel like you're gonna have more of those coming up because you are in alignment, and because you're in alignment with your assignment, it's easier for things to balance and flow. When we talk about the sun is effortless. The sun is just there. The sun rises, it sets, it's just there, right? When it's a cloudy and rainy and dark day, that's not the sun, that's the clouds. The sun is still doing what it's supposed to do. It's the clouds that's the op. It's the clouds, but the sun is still there. It's the cloud that's blocking it. So I say this to say is that even when things may be a little chaotic and things may not be working and things may, off seasons and, trials and tribulations, you still gotta be rooted. You still gotta be who you are. You still gotta stand on your square. You still gotta be able to better see things and have insightfulness. Because again, even when the clouds come around, they try to block the sun will still shine, and the sun will still be seen, even if it's not tomorrow or hopefully the day after. Child, once it becomes 3 days without the sun, seasonal depression starts kicking in. I'm like, what is the point of life? Okay, but hopefully by the third day, the sun will be able to be visible. And just because it wasn't visible to us behind the clouds does not mean that the sun does not shine. Meaning, just because people don't see your greatness, people don't see your vision, people don't see the warmth, the va-va-voom, the beauty, the whatever that you have, the talent, does not mean that it's lessened, does not mean that it's insignificant, does not mean that it's anything less than. I remember I made a particular video and I said, a rose is still a rose in poverty. And I meant to say, and that was more political video. What I mean by that is just that even if life is not working out the way that you particularly thought it should or would have, does not mean that the plan isn't still in motion. Just because you got to take a detour, just because things happen on a different timeline, does not mean that it's not happening. It just means it's happening on a different timeline. It's not happening the way that you thought it would. But if life happened exactly the way that we thought it would, then what would be the point of living and experiencing if everything was going to turn out exactly the way that we knew it would? And even to the point of the grand finale of life, if we knew exactly when, where, and how could we live? Because we would always be counting down frantically, neurotically, anxiously, waiting for the big finale. So life is meant to be lived and experienced and not strategized to the very second. But also, life is about responsibility and accountability, because the best lives with the best stories and the best outcomes are lives that are taken seriously. So yeah, connect with the answer, because they be knowing, they will better navigate things. I'm telling you, those intuitions, those sparks, they count. They definitely do count. Okay, and again, when people are able to better navigate, have those intuitions, have those inner dialogues, self-reflect, they're able to understand and see things that people cannot see. Like, you ever see a person, they get into the same relationship with a different person, but they have the same bad attitude, or they're the same type of cheater, or the same type of manipulator, but the person can't understand why they keep on ending up with the same prototype? It's because they don't have that inner intuition. They don't have that spiritual connection, not with themselves, not with their wombs. Their heads aren't, on together straight and tight, as well as they're consumed with that other person's energy. They're consumed with what the other person thinks and wants and desires. It's like the person is taking over the other person's head. It's like the person who is anxious and needy and clingy over the person that doesn't show that energy back. It's very much like they're allowing that other person to invade their mind, invade their body, to take over them, to brainwash them, essentially. So instead of you believing that you're that girl, you're making that person feel and think, and in your headspace exist as if they are the alpha and the omega, that they are the sun and the moon and the stars. And once a person starts believing and thinking that they are that, they will start acting upon that. And once they believe that they are the moon and the stars to you, they will forever block your inner shining, your inner sun, your inner solar plexus. Because if you discover that you are actually that girl, then you will never allow them to suppress you. And that's true tea. That's true tea. Look at the stars right here. It's true tea. You are your ancestors, and they be known. They lived. Once upon a time, they were humans. They've been there, done that. Time has came and time has left. But humans are still humans. Humans were humans during the ancient Roman times. Humans are humans in 2023. Humans are humans. We upgrade in our thinking. We upgrade in our spirituality. We upgrade in our technology. We upgrade in our principles and our beliefs. But ultimately, we still have the same opposable thumbs. Humans be humaning. That's just what that is. Also factor in culture and region, this, that, and the third. But for the most part, humans be humaning. Just like life be lifing. Let's see what else we got with the animal spirit card for the collective. Okay. Saw one flip out. We'll take the one that actually flipped out. Okay, I thought one flipped out. Maybe it didn't. Okay, that did flip out. We have owl spirit here. Owl spirit, you see clearly now. Ooh, and where do eyes go? Eyes go on the head. The head. Taking action. Owl spirit, the ability to see. And the thing about owls, they have very, very good sight, especially at night. They are able to detect and hear prey at night during the most quietest, or even when there's crickets and other nature sounds, they're able to decipher exactly where the prey is. They have excellent night ray vision. They're damn near silent when they fly. Absolutely, you can't hear them coming. They have sharp, okay, this is not Animal Channel or Animal Planet, but the point is, owls have that 360 aerial view. So they're able to see so far up that they have a better range and a better vision and a better navigation because of their advantage of flight, which makes them a better predator, or just in general, just a better, animal. Because as with humans, we can only see in our eye level. We do have some peripheral vision. Some people have great vision, some people don't, blah, 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 blah. But nothing beats our vision with relatively our own individual eye level when it comes to an owl who has better vision at night, who can see above and see a ride or a range, and are able to better navigate. And I say this to say with the collective is that you're going to be able to do and see things and better handle things, or better be able to strategize things or lead things, because you can see things that other people can't. It's like when leftists talk about socialism and communism, people are like, right-wingers in particular, oh, you just want Stalin. Oh, you just want anarchy. Oh, you just want authoritarianism. And the leftists are like, no, that's exactly not what we want. That's the total opposite of what we want. We don't want that at all. No. That's not it. And it's because people believe the propaganda. And because they believe the propaganda, they don't want to hear anything that will discombobulate their reactionary impulse. So when you're able to level with people and be like, hey, when I say leftist, I mean universal healthcare. People are like, hey, I want universal healthcare. I don't have healthcare. I think that would be great. I think everybody should have healthcare. No, when I say socialism, I mean you own the means of production. We're not even talking about livable wage. I mean, you own and you have say-so. You govern the work that you do. You don't just clock in, but you have say-so. People are like, oh yeah, actually, I think that's great. I mean, if I spend the majority of my time at work, I think I should be able to have say-so over the work that I do. And then when you're like, when I say socialism, communism, I'm saying that we the people, we have influence and we have say-so over our government. We don't just have to take shit. We actually are the ones who tell our government how we want it to function. And people like, you know what? I think this shit is great. I think that socialism thing, I think it might be good. That's how you win people over. But when they can't see it, they're automatically like, no, it's horrible, it's awful, it's the worst thing ever. Reactionary. Because they don't have your vision, they don't have your sight, they don't have your intellect, they don't have your strategy, they literally don't have. But the ones who do have, they have the ability to be revolutionaries. They have the ability to influence and inspire. They have the ability to be the sun that peeks through the clouds and makes it so bright and shiny and makes it visible and makes it warm and makes it vibrant for everybody. Also, when it comes to Leo 5th house, it's very much the house of children. It's very much the energy of creativity, that youthfulness, that like nothing can stop me. Very much when kids are swinging fast as hell on the swings, they're like, I'm flying. It's very much of that energy of unstoppable, the energy of bigger than life, the energy of fullness, happiness, abundance energy. Let's see. And number 43 we have here. Oh, let's see if we can get, let's see, one more card from the Spirit Animal Oracle. Let's see, one more card from the collective. I see a crown on the head, so it's very much leadership. You might be rising up the ranks, you might be getting a promotion, you might be going for a particular position where they pay you more, you have more responsibilities, or you're leading, you're taking initiative. But it's very much of what you earn, not nepotism, not it was just handed to you. Very much you earned it, you worked for it, you made it happen, you did what you did, do what it do. Okay, we have Hawk Spirit. Boy, I've been watching you like a hawk in the sky, and I think you are my prey. Hawk Spirit, number 32. Interesting. 32 reduced gives you 5. 14 reduced gives you 5 as well. So I feel like this is very much your ancestors with you. Like, I feel like if you needed confirmation, especially if y'all have like grannies, you have people in your family who was very close to you, feel like they were your guardian angel, or even a pet, like that works. Like the very close bond, and the person is no longer here, or maybe they had affinity for animals that could take flight, so maybe like ladybugs or butterflies or birds or whatever the case may be. If you needed confirmation that they were, if they're there, if they're still watching, if they're still around, they are. If you needed confirmation that you were going to meet up with someone, or pair up with somebody, or come into some type of partnership, some type of union, some type of collaboration, this is confirmation with Hawk Spirit. Let Spirit be your guide. I feel like with this particular energy, you're on the right path. Whatever it is, you're on the right path, and you know that you are. It may look like you're not, because it may seem like you don't see it, or you feel like it's a struggle, or you may feel like, yeah, I've been walking this path for so long, I've been on this journey for so long, like I'm so tired of this, I'm so tired of like the next step, I'm almost there, the cycle's almost done, and it's kind of like, when is it really done? When is it really the next cycle? When is things really gonna start for me? When is life really gonna happen for me? And I feel like the time is now, in the sense of like temperance energy, which is number 14, reduced gives you 5. It's now. And it's kind of like now, but nothing's happening now. It's like, yes, because a watch pot doesn't boil. Now means it's like in process. In process does not necessarily mean like an easy bake oven, pop it in there, 5 seconds, boom, it's done, it's ready. What it means might be like, it's like a crock pot. Give it some time for the juices and the ingredients and the products to really give it the season and the flavoring and that melts in your mouth element. But if you're expecting that type of richness to happen in 5 minutes, you're not gonna get it. It's in process. So I feel like things are happening for you, but be patient, be gracious, and as well as with the vision board, because I made a vision board this year too. with gratitude list, it's kind of like pairing it off with your vision board. And you can also do that too. Pair off your vision board with the gratitude, where it's like, oh, Spirit, when I receive this, this is how I'm going to feel about it. Or I'm already putting this into the atmosphere. So when I receive this, I'm already in alignment. I'm already grateful. It could also be like, Spirit, give me energy to continue doing this so I can continue being grateful, so I don't become resentful. But this energy is very much of like writing the code to your unconscious. And then when you write the code to your unconscious, you may not be actively like, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm grateful for, but you're putting it into the background. You're putting it into kind of like when you're listening and studying, when you're studying and listen to lo-fi music or lo-fi music, it's supposed to give you that background energy or that background music to keep you motivated. It's kind of like that when you're writing that script, that cybernetics is rewriting the code to your unconscious. So when you're moving throughout the world, you're moving throughout the energy, you're not like, I'm grateful for this, I'm doing this, I'm but you're thinking, well, should I study or should I entertain this F shit right here? Should I give this person a chance when I know this person doesn't align with my values? So it's very much of like, this seems fun, but I'd rather do that. It's very much of like, I'm not actively running down the stats, but it's also like, that's not what I want to do. That's not, it's kind of like, especially if you're into prayer, or you're into like particular prayers, so if you're a Catholic, you have prayers for particular rhyme or reasons. It's kind of like that. Or if you went to American schools, kind of know by heart the Pledge of Allegiance. It's not something that's in your conscious, in the front of your head, but if you had to like run it down, you'd be able to run it down. It's kind of like the same thing too, where it's like, I'm not thinking actively of how not to be a pick-me, but when pick-me situation arise, you're like, yeah, I don't want to do that. That sounds very pick-me of me, so I'm gonna pick no. If you catch my drift. But with this particular energy here, I feel like y'all know what to do. It's just do it. Do it like Nike. But not like Nike, because Nike is capitalistic. And we don't do capitalistic. But that is the reading for the collective. Hopefully it helps. Hopefully it resonates. I wanted to keep it easy, keep it light, keep it breezily. Because the last reading, like I said, it was heavy. It was hefty. So I wanted it to be more advantageous. And I feel like with the cutting and clearing ceremonies, representing that fire energy, burning, clearing, renewing, this energy is like, now that you clean that out, you cleared that out, it's renewed, it's fresh. Now it's go time, baby. Take a chance and make mistakes. Hopefully they're not tragic mistakes, because there's some mistakes you can't really come back from. But yeah, that is what I have for the collective. Thank you for sticking it out. Definitely let me know in the comment section if this reading resonates. Please like, subscribe, share, comment down below. If there's any type of other readings that you'd be interested in, definitely let me know too. And I will link that Will and Jada reading that I did in regard, and it had pretty good views compared to other videos. It had pretty good views in regards to relationships, what had happened in the background, and how that all can relate to the collective on the astrological side. If you would like to show your gratitude for this particular reading, you could always show your gratitude via Cash App at VWCINE. If you would like to follow me on social media, I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook, Paint Your Truth. Instagram, Paint Your Truth _ don't forget the underscore. I also, between ceremony last and this, have a partnership with the Mass Cultural Council. So if you are on any type of government subsidies, or you're low income, or you're a part of the Card to Culture program, definitely take advantage of Paint Your Truth. I will be doing more workshops this coming spring and summer. I have a whole new location and a whole new setup. We will talk about that in the near future, not now, which is interesting because Spirit's putting another image in my head, and that is for me, not for the collective. But I will share that with you when that time comes. But definitely stay tuned for that. And with the Card to Culture program, like, that's the most important part, is the fact that it's free. At least for my workshops, Paint Your Truth with me, VCNA, they will be free and continue to be free. But other Card to Culture partnerships with other people and what they do, there's maybe a discount going on there, but for me, what I do, it's free. So I just wanted to say that there is another partnership, and I will probably also do Art Beat this year too, because I've done it and I continue doing it and I love to do it. But I will have more information in regards to Paint Your Truth workshops coming up in 2023 later on, so stay tuned with that. If you plan on or would like to plan on having your own Paint Your Truth workshop with me, if you're in the Massachusetts area, you could definitely reach out to me via email at paintyourtruth.art@gmail.com. I will provide you with all the materials. I will set the tone, and I will guide the audience on how to be present and tap into their self-care in the collective, if you are interested in process painting with me. And again, my email is paintyourtruth.art@gmail.com. With all that being said, y'all, hopefully these messages resonate with y'all. It helps you, encourages you, inspires you, gives you the confirmation, the affirmation that you needed. Definitely take advantage of this energy. It's definitely go time. It's definitely get up on your feet time. It's definitely connect with your ancestor time. It's definitely get into your divine. It's definitely take that fiery climax and take it to the direction of your best vibration. As well as luck is on your side. If you need to know if it was going to work out, if your dreams was going to pair out, if this, that, and the third was going to this, that, and the third, it shall. If you believe in it, you could achieve it. And with that being said, I shall see you on the next full moon ceremony tarot oracle reading.